Hello! I am so happy that you're here hanging out with me tonight. Welcome to my messy bedroom. I am a student now and a full-time employee, so I have the excuse that's why my bedroom is a mess right now. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've kind of had a chance to just hang out and talk to you guys, so I thought that tonight would be a perfect night for that. It's kind of dark and spooky. It's raining out. I'm alone in the house. So I thought that this would be an awesome opportunity to just hang out and update you guys with what's going on in my witchy life. Of course, everyone is kind of feeling post-Samhain, going into that like groove, that downward groove until Yule. I'm still really feeling the Samhain vibes this year. I have my altar switched up to a death altar, honoring a lot of Anubis, but also just other images of death, skeletons, skeletons. That's not even a hard word to say. I don't know why I'm tripping up on that. But anyways, so it's kind of death centric right now. I've been doing a lot of my death meditation that I posted earlier, and it's just all kind of stemmed from this really awesome solo Samhain ritual that I did on Halloween night. I was supposed to go to the public ritual the weekend prior, but I had to work, so I missed that. I was kind of bummed, so I thought I'm gonna do Little Dick. I got a cat, and his name's Jack, but I call him Little Dick, and he's biting my toe, so I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna edit that out. He's crazy. Fucking Little Dick. Little Dick is a dick. I love him though. I love him, but he's a dick. Right now he's clawing at my altar. Anyways, also cat people. I haven't had a cat in a really long time, and I know this isn't related to what we were talking about, but do you also notice that your cat will just randomly show up in whatever room you're in, but you never really saw them come into the room, and the last time you saw them, they were on the other end of your house? Because that's really freaking me out. I'm not going to say Little Dick has superpowers, but it's really, really, really strange. I've had dogs for years and haven't had a cat in over a decade, so this is a new... I'm re-remembering the weirdness and spookiness of cats, and I kind of like it, but it's super, super weird. Anyways, Samhain ritual. Solo at the altar. I had taken and made the room completely dark and put candles, one in front of Anthony Bourdain, one in front of Jerry, and one in front of Dallas. And as I was remembering them and talking about them, yeah, just talking, telling stories, sharing like what I loved about them, why there's the Little Dick right there, why I appreciated them. I would light the candle and just kind of go through that. So as I was remembering, there was more light coming in. So I did that. I did a tarot like reading for myself where I asked like, it kind of sounds silly, but I asked Anthony Bourdain for like a piece of advice, and I'd pull a tarot card. Then I asked Jerry, and I asked Anubis and Nyx, and so I kind of went through. I was celebrating Nyx and Anubis. I always marry too, but really I'm Anubis and Nyx centric. And I would ask them for advice, and whatever card came up, and it was kind of funny because the one that I got for Anthony Bourdain was the Four of Cups, and it's kind of like a stubborn and you're not listening and you know what you need to do and you're not doing it kind of vibe. And I thought, like, what a straightforward, like, perfect message for me to like get off my ass basically. So I thought that was really, really funny, and just so him, or at least my idea of what he was like. I had a pomegranate all to myself, and the gods. I shared it with the gods. I also shared some Halloween chocolate with the gods. And like I meditated a little. I did a little death meditation. Thought about my own mortality. I read the poem upon each Samhain, which was amazing. Which eventually I'll post a video of that poem. If you haven't heard it, just Google it, upon each Samhain. by David O. Norris, and I mean, it's worth it. It's so good. It is my favorite poem for that Sabbath, and probably my favorite pagan-centric, I'm loving the word centric tonight if you haven't noticed, but my favorite pagan-centric poem. I love it. Upon Each Samhain, David Norris. I will hopefully remember to put a link below so you can check it out if you don't know it, because it's beautiful. So I read that, and I went through my witch thing that I keep all my hopes and wishes in, and see where I was at this year, and I went through and kind of evaluated how far I've come this year, and kind of patted myself on the back, because Samhain is obviously a time of endings and death, but with death, as we know, comes rebirth. So I'm celebrating what I've grown, what is coming into my life, as well as what I've lost. So to bring balance. I have a little list here of things I wanted to mention to you guys, because I get doing this and then I kind of like space out in front of the camera. I have been working in my Book of Shadows. I've been kind of planning. I'll be adding some new pages into it very soon. I want to dedicate a section to Maiden, Mother, and Crone. And I'm going to draw like a maiden, and then a mother, and then a crone, and I want to dedicate like a page or 2 pages to each, and just talk about what each of those archetypes mean to me, and how I can connect more with them, and different goddesses, or ways that I see the maiden and ways I see the mother. And I really want for this year, like every year I try to make some form of spiritual resolution, and this year, well, 2019, I want it to be about Maiden, Mother, Crone. And what does that mean to me? What does that mean to me on my phase? What does mother mean to me as a woman whose likelihood of having children is like in that miracle range? Stuff like that. So I really want to get thinking about that. Like, what is the modern maiden? You know, women, we grow up so much faster than boys. And I don't know, I have all these ideas. So I really want to dig deep into that and see where that rabbit hole takes me. So that's where I think I'm going to go. So I have some expanding to do in my Book of Shadows. I'm also contemplating on the idea of incorporating ancestors into my book, and like doing a page for my grandparents or my great-grandparents or so on, or the people that I have pictures of, and see where that takes me. But on the other side, I don't know. I'm not sure how I want to approach that yet. I'm going to have to think about it, because I don't know. I really almost feel like it's getting... I don't want my Book of Shadows, I guess, like to turn into a scrapbook or like a family history book. Like, I want it to be about me, but its focus should be on spiritual, like my spirit journey. Like, it's basically my handbook to my soul. So I don't know. I have to think about that, the Ancestor Pages. What else did I want to talk about? If anyone follows me online, I have an MIA, especially on Facebook, especially on my tarot page, but it's just because as a tarot reader, I need to be feeling 110% into it. Even with the cards of the day, I need to be 100% down with the cards, and I haven't been feeling that way. I think it's only because like I'm giving so much of my mental space to school and doing tests every week and thinking about exams, and everyone else who's been in school knows exactly what I'm talking about. And tarot just has not been in the forefront for me right now. The gods have been, though, and there's been other parts of my spirituality that I've been growing, but tarot's kind of taken the back seat, unfortunately. But when you look at your life, you have to make sacrifices, and unfortunately that's one that I have had to make, but I'll get back into it. I know I will. I will get the Facebook page back up and running, and I'll become more active on the St. John Pagans page as well, because I've been kind of MIA from there too. And a lot of times I find that Facebook especially, it makes my brain feel like static, like all the time. It's too much. It's too much stimulation. Too much happening, and it just, yeah, and coupled with school and studying and trying to retain information, it's just way too much. So I haven't been around, but I hope to get back around. I think once I get my winter break for school, I will be able to refocus a little bit and maybe get online more. I've been posting a little bit more often on Instagram, I really like Instagram. I'm fairly new to it, but I really, really like it. So if you're on there, please give me a follow. And yeah, I hope to get more active. I hope to be around more and be within the community more. We're going to start coffee nights again soon. We're working on a podcast, my friends and I. We did our first episode in September. It's called 31 Pagan Place, or 31 Pagan Place is the name of the podcast. I will put a link below. There's Little Dick again. To our first episode. Basically, we're just introducing ourselves, but we plan to get into some really cool topics, and I think we'll be recording another episode soon, so check it out if you want. I hope that you have an amazing evening, and thank you so much for hanging out with me, and we will talk again soon. Plus, look, Freddy Krueger, fun. Have a great night. Bye.